Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. San Francisco 49ers taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks.
Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started, and we are underway from Santa Clara. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The 49er offense about to go to work, and it's Jimmy Garoppolo, Charles, at quarterback.
And there he is, the man known as Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought had a really nice year in 2019. So close to culminating with a Super Bowl title. Accurate with the football, completed nearly 70% of his passes, which was 4th best in the NFL. Nearly 4,000 yards through the air with a team that runs the ball with great efficiency. 27 touchdowns, but in the Super Bowl, didn't quite make the plays they needed down the stretch. But remember, some big wins last year. At New Orleans, at Seattle in Week 17, 2 playoff wins. He's continuing to develop as one of the better ascending players in the league.
Now this throw caught left side, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Mostert. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Mostert, the ball carrier.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard
from
line.
midfield. Here's Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Mostert ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 on the Seahawks 31-yard line.
Back to the running game with Mostert. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Completes it to Samuel. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 22-yard line. Garoppolo able to find Samuel there for a Niners first down. From the gun, a run with Mostert. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now Garoppolo lost the football.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked. A fumble on the
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Gets this one to use check. And he gets it down to the 32.
Complete to Kyle Houston.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Now comes Russell Wilson in season number 9, 6-time Pro Bowler, as he gets set to lead this Seahawks offense.
Whenever you think about the Seattle Seahawks, one of the first things that pops to mind is how well they run the football and how much they like doing it. But you have to also look at how well Russell Wilson has played at the quarterback spot. Hasn't just been a game manager. Last year, over 4,100 yards passing, the second most in his career. 31 touchdown passes and took care of the ball as well because he threw just 5 interceptions. If you need to open things up, Russell Wilson can get it done.
4 yards on the pickup. Second
from the 27. Wilson, and they got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Carson. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
To DK Metcalf.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second and a yard.
Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. Flush to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 10 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to it.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
25-yard line.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
49ers 3.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, You go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. They run it with Carson. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 27. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Seahawks.
Now it's Carson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Taken down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. And it brings up third down.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. He was waving his arms, won the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
6-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. One of the best of the last decade or so. Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
7-yard line.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. 16 yards, a first down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Tevin Coleman, now in his 2nd year with the Niners. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 40. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Complete to number
Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 17-3. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Brandon Ayuk returning it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. and that's not going to get it done.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Benson Mayowa able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and now Garoppolo lost the football.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked. A fumble on the play.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
This is third down.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. Throwing again here, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even know
for them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will be a touchback, no return for Ayuk.
At their own 25-yard line.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Garoppolo now, first down throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Third and
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
49er.
It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Trent Taylor, the one he was looking for, but it'll be second and goal.
Second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers get a score closer.
So much of the 49ers' success last season was due to tight end George Kittle, the NFL's all-pro tight end in 2019. If you want to start a debate, ask the question, is he the best tight end in the game, or is it Kansas City's Travis Kelce? Maybe they're 1A and 1B. In any event, Kittle had 107 catches last season, his second straight 1,000-yard season, and he's a threat anywhere on the field, especially as you get closer to the goal line.
And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach. He talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. He's got it, and it's 24-17. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Ball carrier.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
26-yard line.
Rolling to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
5.
Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. At the 30.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Oh, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up fourth down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Niners' 43-yard line.
They go play action now. Wilson. Airing it out for Olsen. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I couldn't quite hear, but I can imagine there was a big look out to the quarterback as Nick Bosa got to him yet again for another sack. The 2019 Defensive Rookie of the Year, he continues to make an impact now, and I expect that for seasons to come. Not only is he a great player himself, because of his work, because of his excellent play, he makes everyone else in that defensive line that much better too.
A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. The field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. George Kittle and the Niners ready for their next drive. And we roll the highlights of the game he's had. You know, when we talk about wide receivers and how you shut them down, what about when you have a tight end like this having a game? How do you stop him defensively?
It really changes what you're trying to do because defensively, you're worried more about the wideouts. Okay, how are we going to cover them? The running backs, how are you going to shut them down? But the tight end is that elusive, unique player. Linebacker covering, cornerback covering, safety covering it. Always has the advantage. Usually has final answer against anyone who tries to defend him.
The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. 2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. And we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's brought down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Will Disley, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Yards to go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 28. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
34-yard line.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Trey Flowers on the stop. Brings up 3rd down.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
So they dial up the blitz on 3rd and inches. It pays off.
And frankly, they were probably dialing up a run blitz, expecting him to run it in that situation, but instead they end up back at the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now it's Lockett. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He gives it off to Carson. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. 1 play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
This will make it into the end zone. And this will be a touchback, no return for Ayuk.
At their own 25-yard line.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. 1 play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. They'll find Taylor, that's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
At the 42.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A throw over the middle, taken in. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. You're willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
3rd down and 4.
Garoppolo again. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. If it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. From the 21, it's second and 10.
Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He finds Taylor, complete. 5 yards, now it's third and 5. The Niners on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be third and 5. Mostert. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on fourth down.
Less than a yard.
They'll try it now with Mostert. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Here's Carson. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Off to Chris Carson.
Working with a second and 3.
Down at the 33-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a first and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On first down, it's Carson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On second down, it's Carson. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be third and 3 now. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.